Have you ever thought about people that seem to always be making the wrong choices? And you watch as choice after choice after decision is made and it's wrong, and it produces catastrophe in their life, if you will. But then on the flip side, there are those that seem to always just make correct choices. They are making decisions that appear to be blessed, and they live in a place that is different than those who just don't seem to have the know-how, if you will, on how to make correct choices. In this episode of the podcast, we're going to be talking about one word. It's a word found in Proverbs, and it's the word discretion. Let's look at it a little bit closer. Let's talk about it here on the Darin Sargent Show. So glad you tuned in. Let's get started. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 11 says, "Discretion will protect you. Understanding will guard you." For us to fully get an understanding of where we're going in this episode today, I think we need to probably define, or at least look a little closer at what discretion means. Discretion is basically, this is just a simple term, but discretion is wisdom in choices. If you want to get a dictionary definition, the word discreet means to be thoughtful or careful about what we say and do. I want to say that again. To be thoughtful or careful about what we say or do. People who are discreet realize that their words and action, those words and actions will produce something. Let's just say it'll produce a harvest, and those words and actions are seeds that they're speaking and seeds that they're doing with their life that go out into the ground, and as a result, it produces something, both bad and good. But discretion is understanding that what I say has an impact beyond me. Words are those things, actions are those things that I say and do that have the potential to bless or curse, to be fruitful or to wither up and die. So I think it's important that we really look at what it means to have wisdom in choices. If that's what discretion is, then we need to understand discretion. You know, in today's world, and it's sad to say, but in today's world, we have a term, it's called dysfunction. And it's almost become a trendy alibi for irresponsible behavior. Suddenly, all of our no-brainer actions are blamed on our upbringing. I was brought up in a dysfunctional family. I had dysfunctional parents. My uncle's aunt's cat's dog was dysfunctional. So as a result, I am who I am today because of them. It's their issue. It's their problem. They pass this on down to me. That's why I'm dysfunctional. My point is that we are all still responsible for how we react to those things that happen in our lives. The seed, if I could call it a seed, the seed of discretion can and has brought a lot of people out of difficult and extremely negative surroundings into a life of hope and accomplishment and purpose and destiny. It's a choice. Discretion is wisdom in choices. There is a illustration about our former president, Ronald Reagan, who his family life, his father was an alcoholic, and many times Ronald Reagan would have to carry his drunk father home. And it's not something that history tells us we heard much about because he chose not to focus on that part of his life. He used discretion in what he thought and talked about. I think a lot of times people speak things into existence in their life. They are always talking about how worried they are and how bothered they are. And they speak words that literally bring so much anxiety and stress into their life. Let me just give you a personal example. You've heard me say this on the podcast, but I think it bears fruit to speak again here today. I have never considered myself or called myself disabled. I've never considered or called myself a handicapped person, although there have been a few times I've wanted to get one of those things I can hang on my rear view mirror so I could get a better parking spot. I want to save those for people that actually need them. I'm okay. But I've never considered myself disabled. I've never thought of myself as handicapped. Some people have. Some people call me that. Some people feel sorry for me. Some people want, somehow to fix it. And I'm okay. I'm good. But some people just blab, blab, blab. They talk, and then justify it by saying, well, it's just the truth. Now, whether it's true or not, learning discretion with our words, learning discretion with our actions can, I believe, protect us from focusing on the wrong things. I could focus on the fact that I'm missing my left hand. And I could always be, concerned about it and saying I can't do this and I can't do that. No, I have to have discretion. I have to choose correctly on how I handle what some consider to be an issue. Discretion, I believe this, that discretion can help you avoid the issue and the trap of a victim mentality that ruins thousands of lives every single day. People are living in the valley of victim mentality. Well, it's because of this is the reason why, and it's that. This is why this issue is raging in my life. This is why I react this way. And I am not saying that those things don't have an effect in our lives. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you can choose how you're going to handle those things. Discretion is wisdom in choices. I think we have to remind ourselves that we need sometimes to say no to some things in order to say yes to other things. If we make choices that may not be easy to make, what are we doing? If we make choices that are leading us down a path that is bound for fruitfulness and blessing and truth and good things, if we make those kind of choices, we are sowing these seeds of discretion that will produce a destiny in our life that no one can deny. But we have to make the right choices. You can't just wake up one day and expect it to happen. You can't just wake up one day and expect all these wonderful things to have happened in your life because you had a good night's sleep. No. You have got to have wisdom in choices. You can't, now I'm going to get myself in trouble, but here we go. You can't act like you want to live, while you're married, you can't act like you want to live independently and have a successful marriage. You can't increase without agreeing to decrease or invest your life into something that will outlive you. So I'm challenging you today in this episode to make sure that you're making correct choices that will produce a harvest of possibility in your life. Thanks for tuning in to the Darin Sargent Show. Now, let me just say a few things here. This marks our 99th episode. So our next episode is episode 100. I'm kind of excited about it. And we're going to be talking about some things that I think are going to be really cool And I'm just going to tell you about things that are happening, coming up. It's just exciting. 100 episodes. We're almost there. I can't believe it. But I want to thank you for tuning in to the show. Make sure you go to DarinSargent.com. Also, please subscribe, rate, review, share it, tell people about it. We are now in over 26 countries. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in our 100th episode as well. The Darin Sargent Show continues to be spread about, and I am thankful it's because of you. So keep listening, and we look forward to talking to you in our next episode, the 100th episode of the Darin Sargent Show. Thanks for listening.